Arts Weekly, celebrating regional expression, performance, and creativity, is brought to you in part by the Edward D. and Ione Auer Foundation, the Ian and Mimi Rowland Foundation, the family of Dr. Christopher and Kirsten LaSalle, and the support of viewers like you. Thank you. This is Arts Weekly. Arts Weekly is produced in cooperation with the College of Visual and Performing Arts at IPFW, offering degrees in fine arts, music, theater, and visual communication and design.
Welcome to Arts Weekly. I'm John O'Connell, Dean of the IPFW College of Visual and Performing Arts. In the second half of the show, I'll be joined by Mark Ridgway and Haley Band from the IPFW production of 5 Women Wearing the Same Dress. But first, I'm joined by Jay Duffer and Josh Cookingham, who are here to tell us all about Huntington University's upcoming production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Welcome, Jay and Josh. Thank you both for joining me on Arts Weekly.
Thank you for having us.
Because you're in rehearsal week, I would imagine.
We are. We start tech this weekend.
Well, thank you so much for coming by. Jay, I want to start talking with you a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about your past and what brought you to Huntington and what your history in theater is a little bit?
Sure. I have my Master of Fine Arts in Theater Arts. I got that degree from University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and spent a good portion of my 20s and 30s living the dream, one would think.
The starving artist dream.
The starving artist dream.
I know that dream.
Yes, of course. But my wife and I lived in New York City for many years, and I was fortunate enough to work regionally as an actor quite extensively, and did some off-Broadway and off-Broadway shows while I was there. Also got into contact with a lot of the smaller theaters that did new works, and I really love new works, and so I got involved in those.
So were you, like me, I spent time in New York for a fair amount of time and then went to graduate school, or did you get your MFA and then
I reversed it.
You reversed it?
Yeah, graduate school got me really early after my undergrad experience, so about 9 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
and then I went to graduate school and then sort of...
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Oh,
yeah.
Welcome to Snowland.
Well, thank you, yeah. I didn't own a coat until I was in 9th grade, I think. Didn't see snow until I was in 10th grade, so... Yeah.
Now you're seeing plenty of it.
Now I see plenty of it.
And what brought you to Huntington University?
Well, I actually came through as a guest artist in 2007. They brought me on board to direct the Glass Menagerie, and it gave me a chance to really get to know the students, get immersed in that community there in Huntington University and the community. So I had a great experience doing that. And at the end of that year, my predecessor ended up leaving.
Oh,
and so they called me, and I came in for the interview, and they liked me. And
they'd already known you. That was
they knew me,
beneficial
so,
to them.
Yes,
yeah. Tell us a little bit about Huntington University's theater program, if you would. First of all, your title is, you've got several. Here I see. You're kind of like me.
Man of many hats.
Man of many titles.
I am an associate professor of theater there, but I'm also the department chair. We're a very small department, and so...
well, what does it say on my notes about chair of fine arts? Is that...
That's division chair.
Division chair.
Yes, so I also am the division chair of the fine arts, which also includes digital media, visual arts, and music and theater.
Right. Sounds to me like a lot of assessment reports. That's what it sounds like to me.
I'm very busy at the end of the year.
Yes, administering. Great.
Yes.
So you're an associate professor. You're a tenured professor then?
I haven't gotten tenure yet, but I'm tenure tracked.
Well, good.
Yes.
Congratulations.
So we're moving through those hurdles.
And Huntington is a Christian university.
It is.
Does that influence the choices you have to make as a department chair in your season selections?
Of course. I think first and foremost, it's always in front of my mind. But I came from the real world of theater. And as I came in, my goal, of course, is to let my students know what's really happening out there, how to make themselves marketable. So I don't think we do anything different in terms of when we select season. We still want a wide, diverse season. I think it has to do with how we approach the work. We view things through that Christian viewpoint, that Christian lens. I really like to get my students, while they're here in this 4 years, to develop a strong vocabulary as to why they like something, why they don't like something. So there, you know, it has its advantages there in terms of things that we can do.
You mentioned that you're a small department or
We
a
are.
small program. What are the benefits of that?
My students get work early in their freshman year.
They're cast or
They're
crewing
cast
or something.
Or crewing, yes, because we have limited resources, so they're going to start getting those experiences right away. In fact, Josh and I were just talking about that as we were driving here, talking about the advantage of having the small department, getting that experience when you're
So when they leave,
freshman.
they have a true liberal arts education in the theater. They know a little bit about everything.
They do.
And they have a great idea about the collaborative nature of the art form.
Absolutely.
Yeah, terrific.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is your second show. You had another show open earlier, which was a showcase, I think. Is that correct? Or
We did one night. It's called Fresh Faces.
Okay.
And it is an evening for our freshmen to just sort of sink or swim.
Oh,
we push them on stage. It's pretty much a talent show. They get to do what they want.
Okay.
And APO organizes that. And so that it is our, that doesn't involve a lot of rehearsal.
Right.
So this really is our first show in the main season.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your main season before I spend time with Josh talking about the actual, this production. I'd like to visit with you a little bit about your season coming up. This is the first show of your whole season.
It is.
What's on the roster for rest of the season?
Following this show in November, we will be presenting Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Okay.
Everybody loves that musical.
That's a crowd.
Yes, it is. And then in the spring, we'll be doing Red by Josh Logan.
Oh, what a fine play.
Yes, it's a wonderful play. And then we close out our season with Charlie's Aunt.
Charlie's Aunt. Well, you know, there's a Where's Charlie, the musical.
Yes, based
I was
upon
in
that.
that.
Yes.
It's based on that, yes.
Yes.
I won't tell you what year I was in that, but I was in that production. That's great.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
So
season.
it's a great
It's
season.
an
We're
eclectic
excited
season.
about it. Very eclectic, very
Great.
diverse. Once again, fits in with our purpose and what we want to do at the theater department, and exposing our students to a wide variety of genres that are out there.
Good. Well, Josh, welcome to Arts Weekly.
Thank you.
Tell me, you are a junior or senior?
Senior, technically super senior.
Super senior.
Yeah.
That means you're really terrific?
That means I transferred in as a junior, but with enough credits to be technically a senior.
Right.
So.
And have you been a theater major since you arrived at Huntington?
Actually, no. When I first came back in 2010, I transferred in as a film major, which I still have. But eventually I grew to just love the theater department and love performing, and a film major became a film major theater minor, which then became a film major theater major.
And you were playing the role of
Peter
in The Lion, the Witch, and Wardrobe. I just have to say, because our viewers won't see you stand up, that you're probably the tallest Peter that most people will ever see. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm the tallest person in the department aside from our one of our tech
and
guys.
Peter is the oldest of 4 children in this story.
Yes.
And this is the story based on the book.
Yes, it's primarily based on the book. Yes.
And there's a film.
There is a film. There was also a TV series. There have been several radio
There was a
plays.
TV series?
Yeah, BBC TV series.
Really?
Yeah, back in the 80s.
So what are the challenges for you? It's a children's play or a children's theater piece. What are the challenges as a young actor?
Part of the challenge is to really fully invest in the story and the world. Because it's a children's play, one of your first reactions is, oh, well, that's so simple and so childish.
Yeah.
But by actually tapping into that and tapping into the wonder of what it means to be a child and to look at things from a child's perspective, you actually get more into the story, and therefore you're able to express the wonder of Narnia to the audience, regardless of how simple the script may be.
And the wonder of Narnia in film is fairly easy to do.
Yeah.
How do we do it on the stage?
We use a lot of imagination.
Okay. From
that
the
willing
audience.
suspension of disbelief.
Willing
But
suspension.
We've got a wonderful
Absolutely.
unit set, and we are in the studio space, so we can't have no battens flying up in the air or anything. So it is a unit set. So that was one of the challenges. How do we visit these different locations yet remain stationary? And so my colleague Jonathan Hicks has done a wonderful job with the set design and finding all those locations in one space.
So Josh, is it a full-length play? Is it a children's show? Sometimes are 50 minutes or 60 minutes?
It's about an hour and 8 minutes.
It's running about an hour.
An hour and 8.
Yeah,
and who do you expect in the audience? Families?
We hope to expect families first and foremost. I mean, it is, yes, primarily intended for children, but the nature of the play, especially the way we've done it, is such that almost anyone can enjoy it. You know, it's something that yes, the family can bring the entire family and have a good time and just be enthralled by this world.
How many seats in that studio theater?
It seats roughly about 115 to 125.
Are you ready for 125 6-year-olds, Josh? Because I've done that.
Yeah,
I can tell you, it's a challenge, Josh.
I've done. It's funny. The only other 2 theatrical experiences I've ever had before coming to HU were both children's plays.
Oh, okay.
So I have somewhat of an idea of how it works, and I've helped out on additional children's plays as well. So I do know the challenge. But yeah, I'd say we're up for it. We're focused. We're ready. Good.
So you did the studio theater. You have another theater. You mentioned that this is in your studio theater.
We do. So our upstairs space is a larger theater, Zerker Auditorium, and it seats roughly, I think, close to 700, 750.
Oh, that's a nice size.
So it's much larger. It's a multifunctional space, but it has it's a large theater.
And that's where the 7 brothers will be dancing with the 7 brides.
That's correct.
Is Melissa choreographing that?
She is.
She is.
Yes, and we're bringing in a guest director that we're very excited about from New York City, Robin Higginbotham. Okay. And she actually directed for me my first year I was on faculty there in 2008. We brought her in to direct a play called As It Is in Heaven. So we're happy to have her back.
I'm going to have to get down to see it. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Let's tell our viewers how to get some information for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and other information on Huntington University's theater department.
Okay.
They can contact you how?
They can go to our website, which is www.huntington.edu/theater or /MCA, which will take you to our season, or they can call our box office.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on Arts Weekly, both of you.
Thank you.
While we get ready to visit with my next guests, Mark Ridgway and Haley Band, please take a minute to view our performance calendar of what's coming up in our area. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll be right back to hear more about the IPFW Department of Theater's production of 5 Women Wearing the Same Dress.